what I wanted to chat about is my apparently offensive lifestyle. The question that came up yesterday isn't the first time it's been brought up. It's not the only time in yesterday's questions that it's been brought up. I assume it's by a couple of people who are just generally want to try and make other people unhappy. Now, right now, and in this video, you have seen some wildly offensive stuff. What I've been doing is teaching myself to knit nets. These nets are going to be used for rabbiting, for keeping rabbits off of crops. Some will be used for sort of making hides, so I can shoot pigeons to keep pigeons off of crops. And some will be used for hanging stuff up, so it is out of the way. And apparently, this sort of stuff is offensive. Wanting to source my own food, wanting to be responsible for the food I eat as much as possible, eating locally sourced vegetables, eating seasonal fruit as well, rather than flying fruit all around the world, eating strawberries in the middle of winter when there's no strawberries and we should be eating stone fruit. Apparently, all of this is wildly offensive for a strongman coach to do. And I think that's a key thing we need to discuss, is coaching strongmen or coaching strength, powerlifters, working with some really interesting people now inside the shooting world as well, trying to develop strength training plans based around sporting shooting, where they've got 100 trap days and people are shooting hundreds and hundreds of shells off in clay pigeon shooting competitions. All of that, if I'm involved in coaching, all I should do is coach. I should be going into the gym every day. I should be smashing in a load of gear, screaming about this, doing whatever, and being as alpha as possible whilst getting someone else to do everything for me. Instead, coaching for me is a job. It's a job I love, and it's a job I'm very grateful to be able to do. But that's all it is. It's a job. It's the job I enjoy doing. It's a job I'm fairly good at. People I coach tend to walk away with shiny things and the correct number of tendons that they started the day with. So to me, that's a successful day out. Shiny things and not injured is all we want. But again, it's just a job. That is what I do for work. And what I do outside of that is climb, shoot, walk in the hills, take the dog out, do loads of other stuff. And if people have a problem with any of that, then I don't really care, because I'm going to keep doing my job and I'm going to keep doing the things I enjoy doing. I also have a passion for keeping traditional things alive. A perfect example is what's happening now. It would have been immeasurably easier for me to buy nets that have been made on a machine, shipped around the world, nice and cheap, nice and easy. But if you look for net making, it's not a lot of people doing it anymore. It's not a lot of people into it. I don't have ferrets, I don't work ferrets, but I know people who do. And the world of field sports and field craft has been so welcoming to me that for the people who have welcomed me and the people who will benefit from having these things, I'd like to make them, I'd like to go out with them, and I'd like to do stuff. And I think keeping traditional crafts alive, keeping a traditional way of life alive is worth doing. Going out, working dogs, looking after crops, because everyone's happy to eat crops, but no one's happy to know that, you know, if anything's been hit with a combine harvester, a lot of things have died. Countless animals get killed for sort of what you class as vegetarian, cruelty-free food. You're eating bread, a lot of things have died for it to be there. You're eating almond milk or avocados, the rainforest has been hammered, it's been chopped down, and then it's been flown around the world. And for me, I think living a pretty simple, pretty traditional life is what I want to do. There's also been a lot of questions about who are you going to coach now, and I've done posts about this, but this is the one that's going to close it off. No one. I've got some amazing clients. The people I work with I'm really happy with. sort of pushing them towards getting into Giants Live competitions, pushing them to compete internationally. And I don't have an interest in coaching people who are already in the top 30. I have a very, I suppose, unique and emotional way of coaching people. There's a lot of connection there with those people, and I don't want to sort of go against that. I worked with Tom for a long time. I don't want to try and coach someone to try and beat him. It wouldn't feel right, and it's not something I've got an interest in at the moment. What I do have an interest in is trying to make a difference to the sport, trying to do things working alongside promoters and organisers to try and make the experience for athletes and fans better. I've been involved in World's Strongest Man since 2018, and there's a lot that is really good. There's a lot that could be better, and I'd like to talk about that. I'd like to be vocal about that. But personally, what I'm going to be doing is avoiding the snow, waiting for my car to get fixed, knitting nets, watching old documentaries, and just living a nice, easy life, trying to avoid drama and trying to just do what I think we're meant to do, which is just spend time outside, provide your own food, work hard, and live a nice, happy, simple life.
Father took me along there, and I got the job. I was 14 years of age then.
Don was older when he became a full-time keeper, but he'd started long before then.
We were always interested when we were at school. The boys, we were school holidays, and at night, after tea, after school, we were roaming about countryside somewhere, getting places where we shouldn't be, bird nesting, things like that. I always had an interest in it. We did farm work as boys after school.